They're saying that the Supreme Court authorized the murder of a foreign national.
Texas has executed the innocent along with the guilty, citizens along with non-citizens, people who are mentally ill, people that are juveniles, people that are mentally retarded, people that are innocent. Whether you're innocent or guilty, the state of Texas does not have the right to murder.
They're going to go ahead with it. Oh, yeah.
Whether you're innocent or guilty, the state of Texas does not have the right to ignore international law. If this execution takes place, Huntsville and Texas
basically, you just got this one woman making her statement, everybody else is listening.
A place where international law is flaunted. A place where people are put to death for no reason, except that Texas wants to get another notch on their belt.
Obviously what we have here is a woman who's lost her mind and talking about Texas doesn't have the right to do this. Well, the Supreme Court just said
they don't have the right to do
this! Just said they do. Back over here. Guess we got somebody upset here.
Let people see the evil that Texas is doing. Not only do we look like savages and fools across the world, we're proven to be so disrespectful to people of color and the poor, respecting no rights, no human rights, no legal rights. It's business as usual in Texas.
Okay.
This woman has a right to her tears. Pain is real. She has a right to her pain and the right to express.
Yeah, she's getting a little crazy over here.
Let these monsters see that they are monsters. Don't let them go home to their beds and their homes and their families and beer joints tonight bragging happy about what they've done.
Coming out of where?
No rights. They think it's their manifest destiny.
I got one over here. Anna.
Over here.
Right.
Do you have the pen? Do you have the pen?
Ready? Okay. All right, ready? Can you hear me? Okay. Get it. Yeah. We're waiting for the other group right here, and then we'll have some copies that we'll distribute to you of the last statement and the time. Okay, Jose Medellin was executed Tuesday evening for the 1993 rape and murder of Elizabeth Pena and Jennifer Ertman in Houston. In his last statement, he looked to the victim's family and he said, "I am sorry that my actions brought you pain, and I hope this brings you the closure that you seek." He was pronounced dead at 9:57 p.m., which was 9 minutes after the lethal dose began. The execution was delayed by about 3.5 hours because the Supreme Court was considering Mr. Medellin's appeal. And really that's the information that I have. I have two reporters who were both witnesses that will give accounts of what they witnessed tonight, both in English and one in Spanish.
What was the last words?
Are you looking in English or in Spanish?
Either or. Daniela, get up there in Spanish, por favor.
Yeah, we'll do the English report first, and then we'll do the Spanish report.
But if you can step up a little.
Más cerca.
Hang on just a second. Hang on just 1 second. Indicated that he was apologetic in his statement. He said that he hoped.
Ahora es
He was asked
9:57.
by the warden if he had a final statement. He said, yeah.
Sí,
He said,
pidió
sorry.
perdón a la familia.
I'm sorry that my
Pidió perdón a la
actions
familia,
caused you
las
pain.
familias.
I hope this brings you the closure
Sí.
that you seek. And then he added that never harbor hate. And I believe he said something else in there that I was unable to jot down. One of my colleagues who may have that. And then he indicated the warden, all right, warden. As just before the drugs began to take effect, he looked over at the side where his witnesses were standing, and he said 2 times, I love you. As the drugs took effect, he snored a couple of times, and then there was no further movement. His eyes were closed, his mouth was closed, his head was tilted a little bit toward the glass and toward his side of the chamber. He was covered with a white sheet. We could only see one belt that was across his chest. His head was on a white pillow. I didn't detect that he had any sort of acknowledgement to his victims' relatives when we walked in, but he did nod and smile when the folks on his side of the chamber walked in. They're watching through an adjacent window. And I believe that's about it. At some point after he was clearly unconscious, a physician came in. According to my watch, it was 9:55, and the physician does a cursory examination to make sure that the inmate is dead. And at 9:57, the doctor pronounced him dead. I was on the side where the victim relatives were in the chamber. There were the parents of Pena's, Erdman's father, a friend of Erdman, a couple of friends of Erdman, and an uncle of Pena. They really didn't have, at least from my vantage point, I didn't see any reaction from them other than when we were just leaving the chamber, Pena's father kind of tapped the glass as he turned to leave. And that was it from our vantage point. Perhaps
Name one more time.
Michael Grachik. It's Graczzyk. I'm a reporter with the Associated Press.
It did appear that I was on the side of the victim's family as well, and it did appear that he was looking at the victim's family when he was apologizing, and he asked not to harbor any hate, and then he did turn to the other glass, to his side where his witnesses were, and when he did say, I love you. And the family, to me, I was close, and they seemed emotional, but they did seem very calm. Medellin also seemed very calm when he said, warden, I'm ready. I'm Daniela Guzman with KPRC Local 2 in Houston.